Welcome to another episode of Mastermind Bites. Hi, my name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day, I help others unlock the potentials and guide them to succeed. Today on Mastermind Bites, I get to feature another amazing individual. And the reason why I have this show is over the last few years, I've been very fortunate to meet some amazing people, some masters of their skill set, some celebrities, and got to really understand their stories, hear and learn from them, get some lessons learned, and apply it to our business lives and also to our personal lives as well. Hence, I have this show. Now, today I'm very excited to be able to feature Ms. Carrie Fisher, otherwise known as Princess Leia. She is an actor, she's a mental health advocate, she is also a great writer, she's very humorous, she's a great individual who's able to share her stories regardless of how difficult those stories are. She's willing to share those stories and share it in a way that's humorous because she understands the power of humor, she understands the power of sharing those stories to help other individuals go through all the mental anguish that she was actually suffering throughout her lifetime. In fact, she's been suffering from a lot of different mental disorders, lots of bipolar disorder, the drug abuse, and also depression from a very early age, in her early 20s, if not in her teens as well. And she's been facing all those challenges throughout her entire life. And one way of battling through all that stuff was really just to speak out about it, to share stories, to be able to be humorous about it so that other people can gain the knowledge that she had to be able to go overcome it themselves, which she was also working on at the for a very long time. One question that was asked to her was, in fact, is there any way that you could actually be healed? Is there any way that you could actually solve that issue? And her answer to that was basically to be able to heal mental disorder is a very big and lofty goal. In fact, the thing is, if you think about it that way, then you're never going to be able to be successful in overcoming it. The thing is, you can't ever be able to overcome mental disorder. You can't ever overcome depression when you've suffered it for so long. And therefore, for her, she's just been able to accept different things more easily. She's been able to accept the things in life and appreciate the things in life when those things come into her experience and also into her influence. So therefore, she's been able to kind of look at it from a different light and be able to make it to her advantage to appreciate life more so than she did before. And it's just one of those things that she shared with other people, and also how to help other people overcome those situations. Now, three really big things that she always shares that kind of surrounds these three main concepts is that to always find beauty within your flaws. Number two is channel that pain into art. And number three, it's inspire others to embrace themselves. A lot of her stories, when you hear her speak, follows one of these three concepts, or one of these three life lessons that she always kind of talks about. And I want to kind of showcase 5 scenarios or 5 stories that she really shared a lot of, and how those actually apply to these 3 things. Number one is how she deals with adversity. And because for somebody who's been dealing with drug abuse for so long, that's a big adversity that she's had to find ways of dealing with it. Same with her bipolar disorder. And her thought process around that is basically start thinking about it in a different way. She's been quoted as a person that says that they've been given a very challenging illness, and there's no other way to go around it other than to meet these challenges. So kind of move through those feelings and think of it as an opportunity to become a hero and see her on the other side, kind of thing. And I thought that was very unique, to kind of look at yourself as a hero to battle through these challenges, battle through these adversities, which is something she's been advocating for a long time. The other thing that she does to face adversity is to share her stories, to talk about it. And the more you talk about it, the more you get support, the more you get people to come up to you and share their stories as well. The more you share, the more you talk about these issues, the more you're able to break it down, the more you're able to think it through, and the more you're able to support other people and vice versa. So that is how one should deal with adversity, and that's something that she's been working on for almost her entire life. Number two is the clearing your mind and also being able to read the audience. This story I thought was very, very unique is that she was asked to go to a poetry reading and she was all prepared for this poetry reading. She gets there and then all of a sudden she realized that everybody was talking about jokes and the environment was all sci-fi genre and everybody was so into the sci-fi industry and all that kind of stuff. And she goes, I don't have any of this kind of stuff prepared. So then what she did was because she knew her audience and she also practiced the whole concept of clearing her mind once in a while so that she could let new information in. And what she said was she got up there and said, I have a whole bunch of stuff prepared, but it turns out that this is not the audience for it. So therefore, I'm going to share a different reading to you. The thing is, I've always practiced the whole concept of clearing your mind so you could let new information in. But there's one little bit of information that I would never, ever let go. And because she knew her audience, she then went right into her monologue as Princess Leia giving that speech about Obi-Wan Kenobi, that Obi-Wan Kenobi is her only hope. And everybody went wild because she knew her audience and she's able to think fast on her feet, but also tie into a lesson about clearing your mind and also letting new information in. But at the same time, there's certain things you can never let go. And I thought that was a very, very unique story. The third story I wanted to share with you is how she kind of advocates to not having other people affect your mindset too much when it comes to negative publicity or negative comments and negativity in general. There was a situation between her and somebody else and where things were said and she goes, you know what? Don't fall into the trap of the internet. Don't fall into the trap of negativity. You know our relationship. You know what's true. You know that we have a great bond. So don't listen to what other people say and just believe that we have a great thing going. Don't fall into that trap. And the thing is, in today's day and age, with social media, with Twitter, with Facebook, and all that kind of stuff, it's so easy for people to say certain things, say negativity things, and to not support the certain things that you're actually talking about. And therefore, sometimes you just have to stay away from these comments, stay away from the negativity, and just pursue on what you know is best or what you know is true, and just follow that path. Because you can't let those kind of things deter you from your one true goal or the relationships that you've already built and you know are true. The fourth thing is that sometimes, and this really ties on to that third thing, is sometimes you have to spin that microscope around and kind of look at it from the other side. Sometimes we are spending so much time focused on such tiny little details, and because we're so focused on those details, the results of it seem so big. But if you swap that microscope around and you kind of look at it from a different point of view, you might realize, you know what, this situation is an actual very, very small thing, and you shouldn't be that, it shouldn't be overpowering you that much. On the grand scheme of things, it might be a very, very small issue. So sometimes you just have to take that step back, look at it from the other side of the lens and go, is this really as big as what I think it is? And I thought that was also a very, very important thing. And also now the fifth thing is that she's always said that if you can laugh at something, if you can claim something, then you take the power away from it. She has problems, but the problem does not have her. If you look at it from that point of view, it ties back to how you're dealing with adversity. It ties back to how you're dealing with challenges and problems. If you can laugh at it, which she's been laughing about her disorders for very many years, and she's been kind of sharing her problems and sharing those stories all the time with fan base and also with at talks and whatnot, so that she's able to kind of laugh at it and take the power away from it. And when she's taking the power away from it, then she's able to have more control and navigate her life the way she wants to navigate it. And in a sense, she's taken something like a broken heart, which she's also talked about a lot, is taking something that's broken and then changing it into art, changing it into a form that she's able to use to help other people. So I thought those 5 stories were very, very impressive and also very, very fitting in the business and also personal standpoint for everybody to apply and learn. So number 1 is being able to face adversity, face challenges by either surrounding yourself with other people, talking about it, and looking at it from a different side of things where you could be the hero in that story and battle through it. Number two is knowing your audience, thinking fast on your feet, and sometimes maybe you need to clear your mind once in a while to let new information in. However, at the same time, there are some things that you kind of should keep in your mind so that you can pull out whenever you need it to wow the audience. Number three is don't let other people's negativity change your thought process, change what you know is true or something that you know that is the right path. Take those negativities, throw it away, and disregard it. Avoid those comments at all costs. And number four, sometimes you have to swap that microscope around and look at it from another point of view. It may not be as big a deal as you first thought. And sometimes that allows you to reassess and act accordingly. And then finally, number five, if you can laugh at it, if you can claim it, then the power is a lot less. You're able to take control of it. And again, I have problems, but the problems don't have me. That's something that she says a lot. So those are the five things. And if you kind of look at those five things, it ties back into the three rules that she always has. And that is number one, find the beauty in your flaws. Number two, channel your pain into art. And then number three, inspire others to embrace themselves. So I hope you enjoyed this episode on Carrie Fisher. What an amazing person, what an amazing skill set that she has. Great actor, great writer, great advocate, and also an amazing speaker as well. Very, very humorous at all her talks and understands how to share stories. And it's an amazing time to just meet her and also being in the presence of her and hearing her stories. So if you like this episode, please go back to my other episodes on Mastermind Bites. We have a lot of great other guests that we talk about or other features. If you like this show, please go to Unlocking the Mind Behind Make More Work Less, Make More Mind Bites, and also the Peak Potential Success Show, where we have a lot of different guests for interviews and whatnot. So thank you very much for your support and your shares, your likes, your comments. I always love seeing those comments. And until next time, today is the day to unlock your potential. We'll see you later.